Hello, writers. It's so great to see you again today. It's Mrs. Shadaman, and I'm so excited about writing. So before we get started, you know I'm going to ask you to grab some things that we need every single day when we write. You're going to need something to write with. You're going to need something to write on. You're going to need any charts or tools that your teacher has given you to make it easier for you to write. You're going to need your writing folder so that you can tuck your writing inside as you finish each book. And then, of course, the most important thing, right? You're going to need a writing partner, somebody to share your writing with. And that can be a real life person or it can be your stuffy. So will you pause the video right now and go grab those things and then come right back to me? So thank you for coming back so quickly. I appreciate it. So writers, you've been writing how-to books every day and you keep getting better and better at it. So guess what? You've written so many that I think you're ready to graduate. Yeah, graduate. That's a celebration that happens when you finish one school and you move on to the next harder school. You've gotten so good at doing the things on our how-to writing chart that I think you're ready to graduate to a whole new level. What that means is that we will leave this old chart behind and graduate to study at a harder and higher level of how-to books. Now, when people graduate, they get a certificate. And I've given your certificate to your teacher, and your certificate is a copy of your old how-to chart. You can keep the copy in your folder to remind you of all the things that we have already studied and you already know how to do, because guess what? Those are things that we are going to continue to do. So that's great news, isn't it? So last time we were together, we created a new anchor chart. We were thinking about learning from a mentor text, right? We read this book, My First Soccer Game, and we began thinking about all the things that this author is doing that we could do in our own how-to books. And we noticed these things, right? We noticed that the title tells the reader what the book is about. And we noticed that it had pictures that teach. And we noticed that she started the book with a list of things that you need. And we noticed that she had some important parts in bold letters or in all capital letters, right? So we will continue to do these things, but now that we do these things automatically, now we can learn new and better things to do in our how-to books. So I thought maybe we could try this together right now, right? So I want you to open up your writing folder and I want you to take out a piece of writing. So if you need to pause the video, I want you to pause right now and grab that piece of writing. And I'm gonna wait right here for just a few seconds. Okay, have you grabbed a piece of writing? Fantastic. So we're going to start by just looking at the very first item on the list. The first thing says the title tells the reader what the book is about. But did you know the title also reminds you, the writer, to make sure that all the pages that you're writing in your book are connected to the title? Okay, so if I'm writing how to make a peanut butter sandwich, I can't talk about hot dogs, right? So I'm going to ask you to check that right now. I want you to look at the book that you just pulled out. And I want you to see, did you write a title? And did your title tell the reader what the book is about? And then I want you to check the second part of that. I want you to open up and flip to each of your steps, each page. And I want you to see where each of those pages connected to the title. Will you do that right now? And I'll wait right here. And friends, as you do that work, if you come to a page that's not connected, will you put an R at the top for revise so that you know you can come back later and fix it? Okay, do that work right now. Friends, I'll know you're finished when you put your hands on your head. Okay, so when you are finished, put both hands up on your head. Okay, I see lots of friends with hands on your head. So that tells me you've all checked that. Okay, remember that we can use this chart anytime to check to make sure that we have all of these things in our teaching books. So today I want to teach you that when you're writing a how-to book, your words have to reach your reader. And that reader, as they're reading your pages, might be standing right there with something half made or half done, just waiting to hear what your next step is. And one of the best ways to reach your reader is to talk directly to them, just like I'm talking to you. And you talk directly to them by saying the word you. First you, and then you. So let's see how Alyssa Satin Capicelli uses her words to reach her readers. Let's notice the way that she talks directly to the reader. My first soccer game. And I'm just going to skip over to a page. Let's read this one. Lift your knees high, like you're marching in a parade. This is fun. I like soccer already. Stretch time. Can you move your knees up and down like a butterfly flutters its wings? Did you see how she did that? Yeah, she didn't say, some people move your knees up and down. No, she's talking to you, the reader. She says, can you move your knees up and down like a butterfly flutters its wings? Will you try that right now? Will you move your knees up and down like a butterfly? Yeah, that's because when Alyssa wrote this book, she was talking to you directly. And that's why she uses the word you in her book. Now it's your turn to give this a try. Okay, so I want you to think about what's that next how-to book you're going to write. And you could look at your list if you created one the other day. Okay, so think about what that next book is going to be. And then when you've got your idea, give me a thumbs up. Oh, wow, I see some of you putting your thumbs up already. You must have made your topic list. Oh, I see lots of friends now with their thumbs up. Great, that means you're ready. Now here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to touch and tell your book across the pages, naming each step as you go to your writing partner. But this time when you do it, I want you to try to use the word you. Talk to your reader by saying, you do this and you do that. Okay, I'm going to ask you to pause the video right now and give that a try. Okay, writers, come back to me in 5, in 4, in 3, in 2, in 1. Come on back. So today, writers, when you go off to do your wonderful how-to writing, remember that when you're trying to teach somebody to do something, it helps to talk right to your readers using the word you, so there's no confusion about who you're talking to or what to do for each step, okay? And you might also use this checklist, this as a checklist to remind you of all the things that our mentor author does that we can do also in our books. All right, go off and do some great how-to writing today.